Welcome back guys to the video, and now to install Android x86 TV on a pen drive and then finally install it onto your main computer. So what we are going to need is a USB thumb drive, so around minimum 2 gigabytes, but it's 2016, you would already have around a 4 gigabyte one at least. So a 2 gigabyte or more USB thumb drive, and we need a couple of just one more application, and that is Rufus, and the link would be in the description. Now this application has nothing whatsoever to do with Roofies, so please don't confuse it with that. Rufus is an application used to create live USB drives so that you can boot from them, and of course we would need our Android x86 download image. Now of course this image will be provided in the link in the description as well, so you guys can download it right now. So of course you need the file and the Rufus application and your USB drive, and we'll just plug in our drive and it should show up as our it should show up on Rufus, and there it is. Now we want to select MBR partition for BIOS or UEFI. File system as FAT32 is just right. Now we will actually put the image. Now what I'll do is I'll drag and drop the image file from here to the Rufus application. That should do it. You can also click and browse for the image file, but dragging and dropping works just fine. And where it says start, we'll click that. It should ask you to a couple of questions. Just select the first one, that's the recommended default one. Select OK, and it will say all the data would be removed. That's true, everything would be removed from that drive. So backup whatever you want to back up, and then finally click OK. It will start to write stuff to your drive. It will take a couple of minutes, and after it's done we can plug it in on our main computer and then boot from that. So I'll be back after it's done with my computer, and we'll see how further installation goes. Alright, so I'm back with my USB drive, and before we start anything, start with your system completely shut down. Insert your USB drive and then power on your system. Now do remember, while you are powering on your system, you need to get into the multi-boot option and to select the boot drive. And one of the things that you want to do is either press the delete key, the F12 key, or the F2 key. Now we'll go of course and we'll boot, and now we can select the installation. Now while we are installing, what we need to do is wait for it to boot up to our installation screen, and once it's done we need to select our drive in which we want to install. So here this is I'm not installing on my main drive, so if you are planning on installing it on your main drive, that would be SDA. In this case it's SDB because I'm installing it on a secondary drive. Now what I need to do is select SDB and then select do ext4 and select yes, and when it says if I want to install a grub, select yes, because that's what helps you to multi-boot with the Windows operating system that might be already here. If it says if you want to select EFI grub, the safest way is to select no, and if you know what EFI grub is, go ahead and select yes and skip, and we'll select the system as read and write, which helps us with root operations and routing of Android and all of that stuff. We'll select yes, and then we'll reboot. Alright guys, so once we have installed the operating system onto a hard drive, we can see that it works really well, and of course we can go into the settings and check out some more stuff. In the about section we can see that it's actually 6.0.1, and then also we can do other stuff like Wi-Fi. And so yes, of course, this is what the basic Android TV OS looks like. Now if you guys want to check out a full review of the Android TV operating system on the x86 or normal PC platform, you can do that. The link would be in the description. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.